Hello, everyone. All right. Hi, everyone. As usual, we'll just give a minute or two, make sure that everyone can join, and then we're going to start. Nice beanie, Pete.
Yeah, we're getting to the point of it's so cold that it's indoor hat weather.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
I feel you. I have my freeze and everything. It's super cold in New York as well. Stay warm, folks.
It's actually it's up to 28 now. It was 9 degrees when I woke up.
Fun. Greg has always like the right background. It's accurate now, Greg. Finally.
Fahrenheit, huh? That was Fahrenheit 9 degrees. That's cold.
Yeah, Fahrenheit. Yeah.
Here we gets to close to 0 centigrade. People think it's really, really cold. So
yeah, well, it's a matter of I don't know, clothes, right? So
yeah, which you're used to.
Okay, let's just wait another minute. Bunch of folks still coming. Maybe just another 30 seconds. Okay, Needy, everyone. Hey, looks like we have quorum. So why don't we go ahead? Pete, as usual, over to you to get us started.
Yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for joining. As always, there's a code of conduct for the llm-d community. You can find a link for that in the community meeting notes and a link to our Slack. I wish I had more updates for you on the Slack workspace. It's still working its way through the procurement process. So for any of you at a big company, you know that that's not a quick process. So, but we're still pretty confident that we'll have this thing solved in hopefully a week or two. But if I get more updates, I will post them into the community Slack, and we can get that back to a paid status. So if you haven't heard, we're going to be having the first community meetup for llm-d. It's going to be Wednesday, March 11th in New York City at the IBM One Madison Auditorium. So we'll be having a registration page probably in a few weeks, maybe about a month before the event. We'll post that up. And so obviously you can share that out to your networks, and we'll get that shared out to everyone. And then Carlos is actually speaking at the NVIDIA Dynamo Day tomorrow. You can register for that following that link. Really looking forward to that event tomorrow. And as always, there's an events link posted in the community notes. That's where you'll find any upcoming events. So if you're speaking about llm-d at an event, let me know, and I'll add it to the events page. So that's all I got.
Great. Thanks a lot, Pete. Very good. So let's do open forum as usual. Have one quick thing from my side. Again, we are working hard on the next release. There's a tracker. A lot of things still in flux. Target is late January, which is next week. And we're putting everything together. Again, a few loose ends to tie as usual. This is a big project, a lot of moving parts, which is great to make it fun and also exciting. So keep an eye if there is anything for 05 that you want to ask or check here. It's a good time. Otherwise, opening for any question, comments before we go to Sally. Okay. All right. So Sally, I think you want to show something today.
Yeah. Just stop me when I'm done, because I will. There's a lot to show, and we don't have time. But I've been working on the tracing. I've been working closely with Greg and SIG Observability. So I want to show. I have all of the PRs are open and being reviewed, and the most important one I think is the GAIE PR, and you can see my screen yet.
Yes.
I'll close here. And that PR merged. So if you do look at the tracker, the link is in the notes. I just added a comment below with information about a few things. Well, this is also my SIG observability update. There are a few RFCs in VLLM that are adding metrics, and if we could possibly get them in for 0.5, we'll try with Mark McLaughlin. I haven't talked to him since the break, actually. And then this tracing proposal, it's a lot. It's a lot of moving parts, like Carlos said. So here's the result of it. I have a script running. I actually recorded a demo. It's about 4 minutes, so I'll share that as long as Greg and Pete say like it's okay, because I had them like look at it first to make sure it's shareable. But here's my script. I have like 6 workers with different prompts, long, short, trying to exercise all of the pre-fill, decode, disaggregation features. So that's running. Also just have, just some stuff running. Okay. And this, I wanted to show the Nixel metrics. They're kind of new in VLLM, and I don't think many people know about them. So they show the KV cache transfer specifics. So with that script that I was running, I'm able to see the average KV transfer time from the decode pod. And the average size of the KV transfer. So this is the first thing I wanted to show is these Nixel metrics that maybe you didn't know about. This dashboard I put together very quickly. If you don't know this, Claude is really good at making Grafana dashboards. So if you give a really great description of what you'd like to visualize and give it access to all of the metrics in the llm-d repos, you'd be amazed at what you get. So with the PD disaggregation, one thing I was trying to show was that total end-to-end time to first token. And unless I'm mistaken, it's the pre-fill and then you add the decode. So here this dashboard shows the true time to first token. So these are, metrics that I wanted to show, not traces. But here are some cool traces. This will amaze your friends and family. All right, so here, let me close and just start over. So I have tempo running. Now, if you have an open telemetry collector running and you are, say, a Dynatrace customer or something like that, you just send everything there and you don't need to worry about running tempo and Grafana and all of it. But I have that all running. So this is from my PD script. And let's just look at one trace here, and I'll show you what I've been working on. So the Gateway API inverse extension, this merged, and this is the start of the trace. So now that this is here, great. It should, and I haven't tried to just have these. I haven't tried to just have the gateway down to the VLLM, because VLLM is also instrumented. So VLLM instrumentation, and this is the stuff that these are in the llm-d inference scheduler repo and the llm-d KV cache repo. There are open PRs for both of these, but you can see the full story of a single request. So you can see what the EPP profiler did it choose pre-fill, decode? How long did that decision take? You can also add any more fine-grained spans if you go into the code base and do that. I try to keep them as basic as possible because I'm not that familiar with the code base. So I just wanted them in place with the context propagation so that now we're open to really specify what we want. But here, you can just see how long each of the steps took, and then the sidecar here, pre-fill, and then the decode, the VLM spans. These are again already enabled upstream. I mean, they're already available upstream, but they are not able to be turned on in llm-d. But once they are, you can get all of that, like the per user, per request, token usage, all of the things that you'll need for enterprise services or whatever. So yeah, these are the traces, and there's the Nixel metrics. Are there any questions? And I would like to say one more thing, if before.
Yeah, quick time check, Sally. This is awesome, by the way. So
Yeah,
folks want to
thanks.
ask questions. Yeah, go ahead, Neely.
No, just wanted to say this is really amazing. And is there maybe I think we should see how we are, maybe a blog or something on that?
Mhm.
I think.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to get really close to being merged, and I have this set up all ready. So yeah, we'll work together because this is a lot for one person to carry. I'm really excited. I also want to create a different example for each guide because they each have their own specific debugging things that are interesting.
Cool.
That's good.
Mhm.
You said
Okay.
you had one more thing, Sally. Oh no, there's another question. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, maybe I missed it, but it's like I was curious. Like, is it gonna be also possible to check on the trace like which scorer got like which
Yes.
part which score and then all those kinds of things. Okay, thank you.
Exactly. Yeah. I have that, and also with the precise prefix cacheware, you get those KV cache spans. I'm just not running that guide, so we don't have any of those. But yes, the scoring I did have that one open, didn't I? But yes, but again, I tried to make them as basic as possible. So it's up to whoever the owner of that repo to go in and really fine grain the spans for what they want.
Oh, okay, thank you. And one more thing, and maybe it's gonna be also possible with like the events, like the VLM is sending the KV events, but like what kind of event, for example, like block stored came like with, oh, okay.
I have that. Yeah. We look at the PRs that are listed and really please look at that, suggest things, but also as follow-ups, just add whatever you want. But yeah, I do have like the basic, everything's in the proposal, what's implemented so far.
Okay, thank you.
Very good.
Mhm.
Sally, anything else before we move on?
I just wanted to mention that what I wanted to mention was that the Docker file let me stop presenting. The Docker file for VLM has to include the OpenTelemetry packages in order for tracing to even be turned on at all. It's not possible to turn on tracing unless you build your own custom image right now. So that's an upstream issue, but also in llm-d we can work on that.
Okay. Yeah, it's tricky, but yeah, it's good to know. Okay, thanks a lot, Sally. This was great. Hopefully, we can learn as much as we can from observability to 05, and now we keep bringing stuff. Let's go around with the SIG updates now. Maybe start with you, Greg.
Sure. Not too big of an update. Just working on kind of release engineering for the 0.5, as well as going to be training some other people on like how release processes work. Hoping to document whatever comes out of that, so that way we can get more people involved in the community and the release process. But another topic did come up in one of our team syncs, which was like it's unclear what it takes to merge a PR, what are the different roles in the community and stuff like that. So I think this is kind of an issue that we're going to be investigating in the next few weeks. As well, from the CI/CD side, we have some improvements, but we're planning on deferring most of that until outside of 0.5. And that's pretty much it for me.
Thanks, Greg. On the questions about like guidance, how you merge PRs, and all of that, I think we took a pass a while ago, just like defining this. Clearly, I think we can do a better job. So I'll work with you, Greg, and bring help from whoever's needed so we can clarify. I do understand that there's like a more and more coming, so we definitely need more, a streamlined process. All right. Anything else from you, Greg, or questions for Greg? Okay, very good. I'll move you over to PD disaggregation, Tyler.
Yep. So one calling out. So we released v0.14.0 VLM. Last night. EPLB is hanging on main and in this release, unfortunately. So this happens in both synchronous and async EPLB. We think there's a couple of different issues going on here. We're working on resolving it. So that affects the YDP well-lit path. So beyond that, we are working on trying to get benchmarks for YDP going on the NVL72 system. We have this set up. NVIDIA installed Istio and LWS on this, so it's a pretty locked down system. We're fighting through some nickel issues right now. Hopefully we can get this thing set up by the end of the week and start running some benchmarks. Still targeting 0.5 with this. We don't expect any changes beyond the EPLB fix needed to run benchmarks for this. So hopefully we can still do this for 0.5, even if it's after the cut or after the release. Okay. We've got a AMD ROCm pre-filled decode well-lit path work in progress by Vincent Cave, who is, I think, in this call. We're running into some issues with Nick to ELM worker. They might be happening on NVIDIA as well, but that's potentially a blocker. We were looking at as a stretch goal to get this into 0.5, which seems very tight at this point. Yeah, and then last up, I am scheduling a VLLM large-scale serving SIG. Using this when to meet link to schedule this. Right now, I'm looking at like a Tuesday 11:30-ish time slot. If you want to join that SIG.
All right. Any questions? Thanks, Tyler, and thank you for new contributions as well in this SIG. Okay, let's do inference scheduler. Rita, I'm sorry, Emily.
Yeah, the release candidate cutting is pending 2 issues from the side of the KV cache. One is the merging of the new implementation of the high availability active. So there is a PR open reviewed. This is expected to be done today, and today or tomorrow there is the release candidate of the KV cache caused some broken local Ubuntu build. There is an issue on that, and Marwan can elaborate more on this issue. We have a proof of concept, a working proof of concept. We are experimenting with having the EPP as an explicit next hop proxy. So it will utilize the entire code base of the existing endpoint picker, just being a proxy and not like an external process. We have an initial working version, experimenting on that. What we are visioning for, in general, for llm-d, the scheduler, KV is being the next step, as we see it, is being more workload aware. One of them is agentic workloads, which we can optimize for. There is a document, initial draft for a North Star on that. Offline batch inference, we have the online batch that was implemented. Now we are kicked off the activity of the offline batch inference. There is a new repository under llm-d incubation that will support the open AI protocol for batch in llm-d. Flow control roadmap released, and there is a proposal for supporting gRPC model server for the gateway API inference extension. That's it on our side.
All right. Thank you, Neely. Questions, comments? Abdullah, anything else from you that we didn't cover?
No, I added the items at the bottom. I nearly mentioned them.
Combined, yeah.
Yes, just double checking. Thank you all. All right, let's go to Maroon for KV disaggregation.
Yeah, so like Neely said, we published on llm-d as the agentic runtime North Star. We'll be focusing on that and other workloads in KV disaggregation. Please do give it a read, and we'll be publishing soon, the 0.6 agenda and roadmap soon enough. So we'll be happy to get contributions there, as we had so many significant contributions in 0.5. So again, thank everyone who contributed. updates on the VLM side, several KV connector bug fixes, and CPU offloading connector performance enhancement PRs have landed. It's included in V014, so it's part of the release. And the VLM native CPU offloading connector is now the default offloading backend in VLM. So if you enable KV offloading via the convenient UX, which is just KV offloading, you'll be using the CPU offloading connector we contributed. On the offloading work stream, the storage connector landed. There's a PR that extends the tiered prefix cache guide with storage offloading. Please give it a read, and this will be finalized towards the llm-d release. On scheduling, like Neely said, we're finalizing the scheduler integration. We are very, very close to having a tokenization sidecar that abstracts all the dependencies and the logic, but it will come maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the release. So meanwhile, we still have the embedded tokenization logic in the scheduler, and we're finalizing the updates there, which switch to using VLM for tokenization. So that will be finalized tonight or tomorrow morning our time, and then RC will be cut on both the KV cache repo and the scheduler itself. And update on what landed. So towards the VLM sidecar, we have VLM active on the rendering path. We have the UDS tokenization service with a gRPC protocol and improved performance. That will also be added as a deployment option. We have active multi-replica scheduler deployment or active or efficient prefix caching in this deployment type, which should be very valuable for active or for high availability deployments. And we have LoRa support in the precise prefix cache scheduling path. So it was supported in llm-d in other paths, and now it's supported throughout all llm-d paths. That's all on our side.
Thanks, Maru. Questions? Okay. Benchmarking. Oh, there's a question. Go ahead.
So, not a direct question to Maroon, but I think this is the right place for me to raise this.
Go ahead.
I
Raina.
wanted to talk about that tiered storage, offload, KV cache management. And I know that currently it is LM cache that we do. Do we have plans to, whatever we require from LM cache, to bring it natively to llm-d and
We
VLM?
already, so to respond to Nina, we have CPU offloading in VLM. We have storage connector already contributed and being part of 0.5 for storage integration. And I think for the tiered one, right, Maroon, between CPU and GPU, CPU storage, that's something that will be in welded path of after 0.5. But I think then you will have the full equivalent natively to what LM cache has. That's my Maroon. Just make sure I'm in sync with the with the timeline.
Yeah, that's correct. In 0.6 we'll have true tiering. So today in VLM there isn't really a concept of truly tiered KV cache or like eviction based tiering. We'll be focusing on that for 0.6, and by 0.5 we already have storage, we have CPU. We do support LM cache. We will be supporting also KVBM in the near future, or Dynamo's KVBM. But we will continue to push for true and native offloading capabilities in VLM and llm-d without any external dependency.
Yeah, thank you. That was my question.
Thanks, Maroon. Anything else? Neely, I don't know if you wanted to add anything.
Yes. One of the also things that we'll support is peer-to-peer. This is also on the roadmap.
Okay.
Great.
0.6 for that too, Neely? Yeah, maybe 0.6. Okay.
Yeah, I think let's I don't think we have it concretely. So between 0.6 and 0.7, depend on timeline of both.
Right.
I would say somewhere it will end.
But it's
We
on the
will
road.
update on when we have more concrete.
Yeah, no, I was just confirming it's not in 0.5, like
No, no,
later
no.
version. Yeah, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Dana. Yeah, we're running a bit late here, so let's go to benchmarking. Marcio?
Okay, real quick. So the main goal for 0.5 is to have this full tight integration with the llm-d guides. To this end, the team has opened and has been opened several PRs. So we have a simple benchmark guiding that's already quite tightly tied up with each one of the well-lit paths. And our goal is for all data generated for blog posts regarding new features, performance for this release, it's already used the llm-d benchmark. We have everything there, and you ask others to please comment and help us to merge the PRs on llm-d that integrate the guides as fast as possible.
Thanks, Marcio. I don't know, Sally, if you have anything else to cover. Or if you covered-
No, I'll set there. I'll work with you, Marcio, on benchmarking. I'm curious about the overhead and tracing, so we need to figure that out.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Then finally, auto scaling, Abhishek or Lionel. I don't know who's covering, so feel free to jump in. Do we have anyone from auto scaling here?
Yeah, Abhishek usually does this, but I can do it. All right, so I guess I can do it. So we're so the scale to zero feature is in, so it's tested. So that's going to be for 0.5. The scale from zero feature is also working, but not yet. The PR hasn't been merged yet, but at least we have like an end-to-end test working locally with EPP and flow control, right? I should say this. We're also working on comparing HPA with consuming VLLM metrics directly versus the composite metric that WVA produced with spare capacity. So we were doing this comparison, and this is in progress. We're also working on a stretch goal for 0.5. I don't think it's going to make it. It's WVA working in limited mode, meaning like you have like a limited number of accelerator, like for instance in the multi-tenant environment. And finally, we stabilized. Yeah, there was an end-to-end test where there was kind of a flaky and doing some wobbling, I think, of number of replicas. I think this is now fixed. And that's it for our update.
Okay, so we actually finished on time. So thank you, Lionel. Any other topic from anyone that we missed, or any further questions for the community? Okay, so if not, stay tuned. We'll continue to share updates in the 6 and other discussions happening there, and then doing this kind of summary here. I know that's always like a rush and a lot of information, but again, in the spirit of giving folks a very broad view of what is going on and llm-d. So thank you for coming, and I see you all next week. Thank you all. Bye.
Thanks, folks.
Bye, everybody.